Good morning, my beautiful friends. So this is the week that we're talking about peace, while also still remembering that our world is filled with hope. So I was thinking about peace, and in my previous video we talked all about sort of peace overall, and then there are three types of peace. So there's peace with God, there's peace with others, and then there's peace with you. And I feel like as a practitioner, I'm a practitioner of things. I like theory, but I like, what do I do? Just tell me what it is I'm supposed to do. I feel like that's the place to start, because the other things, your relationship with God or your relationship with spirit or with your higher self and your relationship with others is really dependent upon the peace with it that's within yourself. So let's talk about that and some things that you can actually do to cultivate a sense of peace. So, some disclaimers. I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and so I am not an expert in the human condition, and so I encourage you to seek professional help if you need it. We all need help in this world getting along our path. We need trail markers. We need, we need sustenance. We need water. We need all of those things to get through the pathways and the journeys of life. Don't be ashamed if you need support from a third party to help you with, creating and cultivating peace within yourself, right? So, your mental wellness is important, and some things, have been inside for a long time, and you may need that professional help to help you. Please get that help. This message is for those who want to try some things on their own. You can try them with or without a third party helping you out. So that's caveat number one. And caveat number two is that no one is perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. I don't get all of these things right. In fact, I get a lot of them not right. So, I think sometimes on YouTube or in media, the person behind the camera, pretends that they're perfect. I'm here to tell you that I am not perfect, and I get a lot of this stuff wrong. And I will tell you my shortcomings as we go along. But cultivating a sense of peace within ourselves is a daily practice. It's a daily thing that we have to do, and that starts with knowing who we are. So, when I think about peace, and I think about peace on earth, goodwill, and I think about all the holiday cards and all the songs and the word peace, there's this sense of like silence and stillness that comes with it. And I think peace does begin with sitting still. When I was in Iona and I was going around I don't know if it's the monastery, whatever the big structure is, like the church. I call it the church. It's not a cathedral. The Abbey, that's it. I was going around the Abbey, and I was talking to spirit and saying, like, let me know what message I should really think about. And I'm looking around, and I'm meditating as I'm walking and doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden I see this bench, and on the bench it says, "Be still." That is something I'm not good at, being still. I'm always busy, I'm always doing, I'm always talking, I'm always thinking, very rarely still. And I think peace begins with sitting still. Whether you're meditating or praying or just journaling or reflecting, to know yourself, you have to sit still and listen. And, you can listen to your spirit guides, you can listen to, if you're religious, your religious figures, you can listen to your ancestors, you can listen to your higher self, whomever. Sit and listen and reflect. And I think peace starts with knowing, kind of where we stand in the world. Know your gifts, right? I have lots of enthusiasm. It's a great gift. I'm a go-getter. I'm not afraid to try things. Those are gifts. I'm good at rallying the forces. I'm creative. I can solve problems. These are gifts that I have. And so it's okay to have gifts. And I think in our culture, we tend to, tell people, like, don't be proud of your gifts, because then you're being arrogant. be proud of your gifts. You have gifts that are given to you by spirit, or, your higher self, or whatever. Be proud of those gifts. Those gifts help achieve peace. They are good. Also know your limitations. Before I went gray, I was a redhead. I can be very fiery and feisty. I can be very impatient. I can be, I wouldn't say judgmental, because I don't really judge folks, but I can be dismissive. So I really work on that. I have a low tolerance for BS, so I can be dismissive when I see stuff like that. I tend not to be a jealous person, but I try not to let pride get in the way. And those are things that I have to work on every day, right? I have to work on being patient. I actually, have a practice now of, like, when somebody, like, really fires me up and I'm a good speaker. I'm a good public speaker, but I can also fire off right back at people when they fire at me. I now have a policy of walking away for 15 seconds, like physically getting up and walking away, so that I don't fire back an email. Think about and cultivate practices that will help you establish peace. Um, and then I think knowing when to walk away. I think that's for your own inner peace. Like, just walk away. If it's work, obviously you can't walk away from work. If it's your family, you can't walk away from work, but you can walk away from situations, and you can take a step back. You can take a step away, sit still, think about it, and come back regrouped. But in places where, there's nonsense and it isn't bringing any peace or love or light into your life, I think you can walk away. You can walk away and say, this no longer serves me, and so I can't cultivate peace because I'm dragging this heavy load along with me. So walk away. When you have the opportunity, champion others. I think, the sense of gratitude always brings us, a higher vibration, and allows us, to feel joy. So, championing others, celebrating their success, and really highlighting other people. In the whole study of leadership, there's different kinds of leaders. I'm a servant leader, so I want to make other people look good all the time. And I try to apply that to my daily life with the people around me, not just at work and not just in the groups that I'm affiliated with, but in my daily life with my kids and my husband and people on the street and people in my town, right? Try to champion others and give praise, because it makes them feel good, and it makes you feel good, and that all cultivates joy, and joy is part of peace. Give what you can. I mean, if you follow the channel, I grew up very poor, so we didn't have the ability to give anything. We didn't have any money or anything like that. But my mother really was all about giving, and for as little money that we had, we had a fresh air kid. Every Christmas she would start gathering stuff all year long to make little care boxes for people in the nursing home that didn't have family. Little soaps and whatever. I don't know. I was little. I remember cologne. I don't know. Jean Naté. That's what I remember. Went in every box. But she would collect those things and organize them and wrap them. And, we didn't have money, but she gave what she could. And it took her time to put all that together. But I remember holiday meals. She always would have these huge, elaborate meals. And I don't think you appreciate it as a kid because you don't really know what things cost. But now looking back as an adult, knowing, what things cost, she would have a sit-down meal for all the family, and then she would have a big buffet for all the steel workers who had worked swing with my dad. And so, we didn't have a lot of money, but she gave all that she could when she could. So give what you can, even if you don't have a lot of money. Even a smile, that's free. Being kind and giving a kind expression or a smile, can really make somebody's day. And those are free things that cultivate a sense of peace and joy in the world. So, peace really does begin with us. Like we've said with hope, it's our candle that we carry. So, what can you do in your daily life that brings peace to the world? I'd love to hear your comments and your ideas in the comments below. how we each can bring peace to the table. I am wishing you all the very best in light and love. Be well. Take care.